Hello, people.
I will fight with honor.
My starting hand looks promising. The pint-sized summoner is great in early game, enabling you to bring some heavyweight creatures in early. The Frostwolf Grunt has taunt and costs only 2 crystals. The Booty Bay Bodyguard is a bit more expensive, but I decide to keep him as well. With the help of my summoner, he should come in during the 4th turn, so there isn't really anything I'd rather have. My paladin opponent is still busy passing judgment, I see. There we go. I can't really do anything just yet, so I pass. But do take note of the card I've just drawn. It's a Coalhound. A powerful creature that costs a lot, but has 9 attack and 5 health. Ufel uses the coin to summon a Frost Grunt. I can no longer open with my summoner, but have to respond with a grunt of my own. I get my other bodyguard from the deck, which pleases me. My opponent decides to summon a recruit. This makes matters difficult. The 2 grunts kill each other, leaving only the recruit on the board. I can't call in my summoner just yet because she would get hurt. Instead, I opt to dish out the damage myself, losing some health but also getting rid of the enemy minion. I believe in short-term losses like this. In general, I think you need to be ready to get hurt if you want to be successful. You need to make sacrifices. The term investment comes to mind. Another recruit. My weapon persists, I don't need to equip it yet. As such, it's safe for me to finally put my summoner on the field, ensuring her safety by once again spending some of my health. The 2 remaining crystals give me another dagger, just in case I might need it in the future. Of course I can't keep doing this indefinitely, that's a net loss of 1 health per turn. I'm only doing this to get things going. Once I'm behind all my minions with taunt, I will be safely dishing out the damage to make up for all this. I'm glad he chose to hit me over the summoner, that's all he can do this turn, and I'd rather lose 3 points of health now than the ability to shave off a crystal each turn. Let's make use of the fact that my pink-haired helper is in fact alive. I could not have summoned the Reckless Racketeer otherwise. Now I get to deal 8 points of damage in 1 turn, directly to his face, with potential to repeat this experience in the future should he fail to stem the tide. I already caught up to him in the health department and I'm currently ahead by 3 points. Moreover, eager creatures await my call. The Footman is merely a temporary setback. True Silver Champion, on the other hand, can be more of a nuisance, but nothing I'm not prepared to deal with. That's 4 points of damage to me, 2 points of healing for him. I get a Shield Master. I could play a minion with taunt to get some heat off my back. In fact, I could play a Booty Bay Bodyguard alongside a Frostwolf Grunt for 6 crystals. Regardless, I choose offense instead of defense. Just because my Coalhound doesn't have taunt, it doesn't mean that it can be ignored. The Footman of course falls to my summoner so that I can dish out even more damage with my Racketeer and Hero alike. I have 16 points of damage on the board. He has to deal with this, especially since I can throw in 1 more from my hero, taking the paladin down to a single point of health. Nice one. Now the Coalhound is low enough for him to slay with his True Silver Champion. Go ahead, man, hit it! It'll be dead! Wow. That's pathetic. My poor Coalhound is down to a single point of attack. Ufel even had mercy on him and decided to spend his attack on my hero instead. Oh, Assassin's Blade is awesome, but his health is too high for me to attempt an outright assassination right now. Without my summoner, I'm forced to pay the regular mana cost. Otherwise I would have gotten a Shield Master and a Grunt and a regular dagger. As things stand, I go for a BBB and a Grunt. My Coalhound will be the death of him yet.
Job's done.
That's 8 damage on the board, 9 if you count my hero's dagger, 11 if you adjust for Assassin's Blade. Let's see how he deals with this. I've got Assassinate. This is exactly the sort of creature to use it on. Oh no. Well, at least that's the final one, since you can have at most 2 of the same card in your deck. The plan remains pretty much the same. Let's assassinate the Lord of the Arena and dish out as much damage as we can. I can't help but laugh at my ferocious Coalhound that deals a single point of damage. It's been with me since the very beginning of the match. Too pathetic to pay attention to, yet my most consistent damage dealer on the board. Right, Paladin, what are you up to? You'd better do something, or else I will keep chipping away at your health for a few more turns until you're dead. That's one way of solving that problem. Now he's got both a creature and more health. Let's think about this. I need 6 more damage to take this minion out. I can use Backstab to deal 2 and sacrifice my minions for the rest. I could Backstab, equip Assassin's Blade, lose 5 points of health and deal the final point of damage with, say, the Coalhound. You know what? No. I'll stick with offense. This Guardian doesn't pose a threat to me as long as I have creatures with taunt, and it will either attack them or not. If it doesn't, my army can still deal damage to the Paladin. If it does, it'll soon die because of the counterattack damage, killing my minions in the process, but not before they get the chance to deal some damage to the enemy hero. Moreover, since there is only a single Guardian, but my creatures are many, it can only deal with 1 each turn. How stupid does sacrificing my creatures sound now? I will backstab him before ending the turn though, because you can only use this spell on unharmed minions. I feel uneasy about not having a follow-up, but as long as I'm not playing against a priest, that wasn't a complete waste. Even when facing a priest, it will at least force them to spend crystals that they might otherwise need, so it's not a complete waste of time. Consecration was cute, but it only took the grunt down. A bodyguard falls to his guardian.
For the king!
He summons a Stormwind Knight with charge, sacrificing it to get rid of the other bodyguard. Let's weigh my options. I could equip Assassin's Blade and eat 5 points of damage with my hero. I could trade my Shield Master for his guardian. Again, what's the point? As long as I have creatures with taunt, he can't do anything to Valira. If I attack his hero with my Shield Master and he decides to suicide the guardian to trade, the result would be the same, except that I will have dealt the aforementioned 3 points of damage. Let's pretend the Guardian does not exist. Also, it's time to use my Assassin's Blade. Things got serious. The stakes have gotten higher. Not really. My Shield Master's gone. The other one's down as well, but at least it took the Guardian down with him. Oh boy, now he's got a creature with taunt, and I don't. All I have is my Coalhound. Somehow it's still alive. Alright, focus. I need to get rid of both the creatures and not sacrifice my Racketeer to do so. The solution is simple. I will use my Fan of Knives to damage both the creatures and draw a card. Valira will kill the Grizzly with the Assassin's Blade, and my Coalhound will deal with the Raid Leader. It has served me faithfully for all this time.
Here we go.
Now it needs to obey one final order. No, it was not play dead. It was fetch victory. Now I can send in my Reckless Racketeer and deal some serious damage. The Paladin is down to 3 points of health. That's as much as my Assassin's Blade does. Less than the Racketeer can dish out. What will you do, Ufel? What can you do? You would need to either kill me this turn or disable or destroy both my weapon and minion. That's a tall order. That...
Get in there and fight, maggot!
That's an enormous creature. But it doesn't have charge, so it cannot attack me this turn. So I still win! Right?
Thank you.
Indeed, I have won. Bye guys.